What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Behind the Poet Life. Really excited to share with you why I'm here in Oakland, California. So I wanted to share with you just kind of piggybacking. Is that can you do that? I know you usually say to piggyback, but can you say piggybacking? Oh, Jesus. Should I leave that one in there? Anyway, so I'm here in Oakland, California, and I'm here because I have a client. It's an organization. That's why I call them organization clients. So I have a organization client where we've been working together for the past, I would have to say, about 4 or 5 years. And they work in a certain space or a certain industry. I don't want to give all the details of who the client is, but they reached out to me about 4 or 5 years ago to ask if I'm still in poetry. The reason why I say that is because the point of contact attended my Fighting Cancer with Poetry events 10 years prior. And 10 years after the Fighting Cancer with Poetry days, he reached out on Facebook Messenger and asked if I was still doing poetry. That alone should speak volumes. Are you still doing what you were so passionate about doing 10 years ago? Right? And I said, of course, I'm actually doing it on a larger scale. And so we started talking, and he asked if I could create a poetry event for his new organization that he works for. And I said, I mean, yeah, I think we could do that. And I don't know why I hesitated because, like I said, I used to put on poetry events to raise funds and awareness for cancer called Fighting Cancer with Poetry. And he attended a lot of those events. As a matter of fact, he and his organization that he used to work for sponsored one of the events. Long story short, that's when I started working with this organization about 4 to 5 years ago. Fast forward till now, we've been working together for 4 to 5 years ongoingly, different creative projects. And shortly thereafter, I shared with them that I also offer another service. And this service is of me being a creative strategist. And so that actually turned into me becoming that organization's creative strategist because I have a creative mind. What does that mean for you? If you are a creative, if you are a poet, an artist, that means that you not only are great at your art, but because you're a poet, because you're an artist, because you're a creative, you have the capability of being a creative strategist also, because you just think creatively, right? And so that opens up so many doors for you. And so because I am this organization's creative strategist and I think of different ways for them to execute and solve problems, I now fly with them to conferences and meetings like this. So we obviously meet, I don't say obviously, but we meet virtually often, because a lot of their team members live in different states and cities around the country. And so once a year, they all convene around this time in November and have this in-person meeting. And this is my first time as the creative strategist traveling to attend this in-person meeting. So this is why I'm here in Oakland. I think this is my first time in Oakland, California. But this is one of the ways that you can travel as a creative, is to share with previous clients, share with those who has booked you to perform in the past, and share with them that you're also a creative strategist. These organizations need your creative strategy. They need your young, fresh ideas, right? No shade to anybody, but a lot of these organizations are ran by older people, and they need those, again, fresh and young ideas when it comes to social media, when it comes to websites, you name it. You know, the world is changing fast. AI, automation, animation, you name it, right? Making sure that the message, the cause, is relevant and attractive to this new world that we live in. So put that on your resume as put that on your menu of services as a creative business owner, and let these organizations know about the value that you have to offer. I'm sitting in a very, nice hotel, flight paid for, hotel paid for, breakfasts and dinners, all paid for, because of the value of creative strategy. So that's why I'm here in Oakland. And I wanted to share that with you. And this is the same day as episode 1. I just came back from the initial intro meeting. We get started tomorrow morning, all day, 8:15, all the way to the evening. And then we go out to eat. And then we have our night to ourselves to go out to the city. So I want to encourage you to see yourself more than an artist, more than just a creative. See yourself as someone who is able to sit in a corporate environment like a meeting and observe. And then at the end of that meeting, you're able to regurgitate the ideas that you have accumulated as you sat there and listened to them discuss their year, their week, their month, their plans. And then you can interject with the ideas that you have. Trust me, they will value your ideas. All right. And so what does that look like as it relates to monetary value? Even if it's not an upfront paid opportunity, the back end is just as valuable. This is what you would consider back end. When I say back end, I mean front end would be, okay, I charge this much for my creative strategy. All right, pay me up front. The back end is delayed gratification, where you value the relationship with them and the connection with them and their connection and relationship with you. And you're being of value, and the back end being these opportunities to travel. And when you come up with those great ideas, you then get to be the vendor that they then pay to execute those great ideas. So who do you think came up with, an online poetry contest, The Poet Life? Who do you think came up with poetry flash mob? It's The Poet Life. What else have we done? Who do you think came up with a mini grant program where we created nationwide engagement, where we solicited artists from 10 different states who are specialists in 10 different art forms to transform the message into those different forms of art. So what does that look like? That means we took $5,000 and gave each of those 10 artists $500 to create a artistic project. One artist created a song from scratch. One artist created a documentary. One artist created an artistic installation with youth. What else? 10 different art forms. And so what does that do? That creates online engagement for the organization, that drew eyes and attention to the cause, that created and produced art of different facets that can be used ongoingly for the organization, that created a social media storm of attention leading back to the organization. And so that project was evergreen, because now we can use those songs, we can use that painting, that documentary for workshops and conferences, for the website, for social media. Evergreen means you can keep on using it, right? And so that one idea that took place 2 years ago, we're still using the fruit from that labor. And so that's the value of a creative strategist. So put that title and that skill set to use. Trust me when I tell you, because what does that look like for your business? That looks like a retainer opportunity, where you can then charge your client like a lawyer charges a client, on a retainer basis, where you get paid monthly, and that creates predictable income, is what I was thinking about. All right. So I'm giving you, before I go to sleep, I wanted to make sure I shared this information with you because this has been very beneficial. And the best part about this is you can have multiple clients. You can have multiple clients on retainer as you being the creative strategist for these organizations. Let me know if this helps at all. Let me know if this was of value to you. Again, I wanted to share with you why I was here in Oakland. I didn't want to just say, hey, I'm here in Oakland. Okay, what does that mean, right? But I'm here in Oakland because I'm a creative strategist, and I'm the creative strategist for this client organization. So I hope that was of value to you. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments. Do me a favor, like, share, send this to somebody. And I'm liking how this is going. This is episode 2, and you see how natural and raw we're doing this. And I think I'm gonna be able to be as consistent as I would like to be, and to be able to shoot 2 episodes in one day is pretty awesome. So we're going to see how I'm able, or how often I'll be able to record, and I plan to try to stay as consistent as relates to how many episodes per week. But if I stay at this format where the episodes are 10 to 15 minutes, I think this is feasible. I think this is doable. And you let me know. Talk to me. Let me know if this works for you. And again, if you have questions, comments, suggestions, drop them in the comments. I'm definitely reading all of them. I'll do my best to respond to all of them. And I look forward to connecting with you. If you want to stay connected on a daily basis, I encourage you to go to poetrybusinessnetwork.com and join our community, where we talk regularly, and you can connect with artists, you can connect with me, and get your questions answered. You can enroll in Poetry Business Institute, where we have online classes where you can take your time at your own pace, and learn how to create an income and a career with your art. All right. I don't want to belabor this episode any longer. It's already at like 17 minutes. So I'm going to do my best to truncate this information that I'm sharing. But this is going to be a good journey. All right. Listen, this is Christoph with the Poet Life and Poetry Business Network. You can follow us at I am Christoph Jenkins, at the Poet Life, at Poetry Business Network. All right, folks, I'm out of here. Peace.